I want you to listen to President Trump here because he's talking about the tariffs. I'll tell you what he said. We are a wealthy country. This gives our country national defense. These are things that we can now do for other countries. This makes us a stronger nation on the world stage, according to President Trump.
Yeah, and as much as I support the president on so much of what he's done economically, the deregulation and the energy independence and the reduction of corporate income taxes, I'm very supportive in this front. But when we talk about tariff as income, it drives me bonkers because we don't talk about any other taxes as income. They are expenses. They are expenses that are primarily being paid by American companies. People can believe that's a good thing. There are certain areas where it is relevant to national security or critical infrastructure. I'd feel differently, but not when we're talking about coffee, not when we're talking about T-shirts, and when we're talking about various cheap goods. That then ends up weighing as an expense on the economy, even as he's right that it's revenue to Treasury. But so is income taxes. So is capital gain taxes. The point is it comes out of the private sector, which is where I believe real economic growth is born.
Well, but we haven't seen the effect, though. I mean, we've gotten tepid inflation numbers. We're going to get another look at CPI this Friday. But I just want to push back a little bit on that because we have not seen the economic effect of the tariffs.
First of all, he announced after Liberation Day $780 billion of tariffs, and they ended up doing about $350 billion. The world would have ended had they gone forward with that, but he used it as a negotiating tactic, and I think it's come far, far down, but it's still way higher than it was. But you brought up the inflation, and this is what I think is the most important point. Critics of tariffs like myself should not be making the argument that it's going to be inflationary. Certain prices will go higher, but the criticism I said was not inflation. It was that it weighs on economic growth. It weighs on total trade. It weighs on capital flows. It weighs on that decision making. I'm talking to small business owners every day that tell me they're getting decimated by the uncertainty of it. So it's way too early to be able to say what the data is going to say. About half of these tariffs haven't even kicked in yet. They're just now starting. We don't have a deal with India yet. They're still working the deal with China. Those are two major trading partners. I agree that certain things may end up being better than we expect, and other things are going to be worse. I'm not looking to spike the football either way, but I'm not going to pretend that everything is totally rosy either. I think that there's a cost to this, and I'm just trying to weigh what the cost is when we think about the economic impact.